the message is more important than the production. The message is so much more important than the production. What if I just acted as if the message was the most important thing? I'm officially the pastor of the Fourth Church of the Holy Goldfish. It's a joke that keeps on giving, but it really is about taking responsibility for your own spiritual journey. And I thought, I'll just admit to what it is. It's going to be a raggedy podcast, and I'm not going to probably do production and a whole lot of editing. And so there'll be background noise and technical difficulties. But at the core of what my work is about is how do we connect with our heart and with our passions and do the healing work so that we can live differently in a way that feels loving and life embracing. And that's important to me. And that's something I'm passionate about. Like many things that have started in my life, I decided to do a thing called the Holy Goldfish Commentary. It will be a Raggedy Podcast Production. I hope you'll come along the journey. Who knows where it'll take me?
I woke up today with so much gratitude. I had the opportunity yesterday to participate in one of the traditional Incan ceremonies, and it still has me full to overflowing with just gratitude. Gratitude for being able to share these experiences. And as I have been reflecting over the past day and even into today about the experience, it's made me think about community. The backstory is Inti Raymi is like the New Year celebration of the Incan people. It's the winter solstice, which happens in what in America would be the summer, but the winter solstice happens in June. It's the shortest day of the year, and the days begin to grow longer after that point. It marks the new year of the Incan calendar system. And Inti Raymi is a celebration that happens to honor that. And it goes on for days, celebrations, the new year. It's a festivity that happens over days, and there's ceremonial things that they do and celebration. And as they're closing that out, there was an event that was the walk to Pachamama, which is Mother Earth. It's Father, Son, Mother Earth working together for the benefit of all. And it was in this experience that community, the reminder that community is fluid. I talk a lot about community and building community and proximity and the people in your life and your support network and your healing support network and the people that you do life with. And community really is the people you do life with. Your community is everyone that crosses your path, whether they cross your path for a brief moment or they cross your path and you find points of connection and you find larger parts of your life that you do life with. And yesterday was no different. What began as a walk in my mind was really a hike up this mountain to this place that was just glorious. And sometimes we see the glory and the awe at the end of the journey, but the whole lesson is getting to the mountain. You see, I didn't realize that they didn't mean like a walk, like, we're going to take a leisurely stroll around something and come back. And what they meant was we are hiking to the highest heights and having this experience. And so I wasn't fully prepared. I said, that man says I could get some water, but then I have to carry that water, and water is 8 pounds per gallon. And that might not be the smartest move. That was the wrong assessment. we got to walking. And we're walking out of the populated area of this village that's on the outskirts of my town. And we walk by people. And we walk by the farm countryside. And I realized we're going to nowhere land. And I said, I'm down for the adventure. But as we began to walk, I had already made some friends. A couple of other ladies like me who were from Ecuador but had never come to this experience either. So all of us together, even with our mismatched languages, where sometimes I couldn't quite understand what she was saying, and I had already told her that I have limited Spanish when they talk really fast. If she talks fast to me, I will understand nothing she says. So she was very kind and gracious to talk slowly and find words that I understood, so that we could be in communication with each other. And so as we started to walk, we get to this place that's the Camino de Inca. It's the Incan Trail. It's the Incan highway that they created to be able to move from place to place in this region through the Andes. These are the original stones, they think, that would have lined this road hundreds and hundreds of years ago. They show us the crevices in the river bank, the stones that they say there's still fossils of mussels and shells within them from the glacial period. So we're walking through this place that goes way back, but I ain't got no water. And as we go and I realize that we are going up a very steep elevation, going up to this place that we can see far off in the distance, even from the town square. And Carol, my community member for this day, had water that she was willing to share with me. The guide that was taking us had given us information along the way. We had stopped and picked some herbs. Specifically, he showed them to us. We smelled them. He explained that this was one of the endurance herbs that they use, that they'd crush this and inhale this, and it would give them the endurance, especially at these high elevations. She gave me her water, and she was the holder of some of those leaves, and she gave me those too. But my community was bigger than that. I saw that the end was near, that we were nearing the top of the mountain, and I was winded. I was winded and I was warm. As I got to the top, I knew that I needed to finish the water and catch my breath. But they had planned. They had planned for the potential that anything could happen. There were two medics that were walking this trail with us. They checked on me. I was okay. I had my umbrella up and I was catching my breath, so I huffed to them, I'm good. I just need a minute. But they were there in case I didn't, in case I needed more serious assistance. And I was grateful for just that security. But as we got to the top, I realized that it looks like most of the people had prepared for this. They had their snacks and their beverages, and as we were taking our shoes off to ground into this place as they suggested, to take from the energy that this place had to give, my friends came around and made sure that I was drinking the water, but that I had some of the special water they had prepared. You see, my two friends seemed to be grandmotherly age, and out of their backpack, they pulled the hydration water, she said. It was water that was infused with lime juice, cane sugar, and a pinch of salt. I was grateful. I was grateful for their kindness, for them being concerned about my best interest. And then we all went and participated in the festival and celebration together. The festival where they pass the cup as they honor and recognize the benefit of water. As we finish the celebration, the decorations for the celebration, because this is a harvest time celebration where they're praying and showing gratitude for the harvest, the corn, the fruit, the grains. They were represented by bananas and apples and oranges. They were represented by popcorn, symbolic of the corn that they're grateful for the harvest of. It was the sweet treats, the grains in the bread, those pastry things that I see oftentimes when I'm at the pastry shop buying treats. And as we all sat there, some of my friends came and sat on my blanket. I have a picnic blanket or a park blanket that's waterproof that keeps some of the elements from dampening your enjoyment, like the wet ground or the birds that are in the ground. And so we sat on my blanket, some of us, and we ate our treats. And then we proceeded back down into our lives. If you hike up the mountain, you gotta hike down. And so we did. We took the easier route, but it was a winding route around the mountain and back. And as we reached the bottom, most of us about the same time, we departed and went back to our lives. I know their first names and I know what bus they take to get home, but I don't know much more about the people that I shared the day with. But they, in those moments, those hours of yesterday, were my community. And I love it when community works. Community isn't about perfection. It's about progress. It's about the feel. It's about the love and the concern for each other. In those hours of yesterday, they were that for me. We had found a part of life that we decided we were going to do together, the walk to Pachamama. And as we were taking that walk together, they were the people that supported and sustained me. It was a reminder that community is supposed to feel just like this, where even in my deficiencies, I was whole. She could have said, "Why you didn't get you no water?" She didn't. She saw my need. And with no insecurities, I could accept what she had to offer me with no guilt or no shame. Instead, I could accept it with gratitude. We all got to participate on yesterday. And it probably meant something different for each one of us. For me, it was the reminder that my community is everywhere. In my making of sustainable communities, part of that is being a part of sustainable community. Yesterday, I was the one in need, but I was also the one to give as well. It wasn't an equal exchange, more like the ebb and flow. The water that I needed to make sure that I could get to the experience and be well. The hydration liquid that probably added to that. And my blanket that we could share together, because it's big enough for more than just me. And so my reminder to myself is community is everywhere I go. Everyone that comes in contact with me is my community. And it's about doing my part to be a good neighbor in that community. But it's also my part to be willing to take what I need as well. It's a give and take that keeps us in balance. Not like we're stuck there, but the ebb and flow that swirls around what balance feels like in my life. So today, I'm reflecting how grateful I am that community is all around me.